Then this is the churches. It says the religious profile of Ulster changed in the 17th and 18th centuries. Scottish Presbyterians arrived in the early 17th century, and a Presbyterian congregation may have been established at Newry in the 1640s. Methodism, prompted by John and Charles Wesley, was also popular in the Newry area. John Wesley made 16 visits to Newry between 1756 and 1789, preaching to large congregations of Catholics and Protestants. Limitations on Catholic freedom in religious and secular life had increased in the last years of the 17th century, and the first penal laws were passed in 1695. However, in the last quarter of the 18th century, most of these laws were repealed. The Catholic Emancipation Act of 1829 increased religious and political freedom for Catholics, locally reflected by the opening of churches and convents. Before that, of course, they used to have what was known as mass rocks, because they would have had the mass on in secret on rocks. Then it says the Evangelical Revival of 1859 initially associated with the Presbyterian community, leading to the establishment of Sunday schools and support for the temperance movement in areas such as Donegal near Newry. And of course, I've done a wee video in Bangor Abbey of James Dawsett Rose Cleland, and he actually was the first to start a Sunday school in Ireland. So there's St Patrick's Church, and that's where Nicholas Bagnall is buried. It says St Patrick's Church was originally built by Sir Nicholas Bagnall, 1578, as the first purpose-built Protestant church in Ireland. The present church dates from the 18th and 19th century, but of course he's buried there. Then it says the Dominican Church of the Sacred Heart and St Catherine of Siena, Newry. The order of preachers came to Newry in 1871, and the new church was dedicated in 1875. So there you go. So Wesley got about, there's no doubt about it. No matter where I go, I always bump into Wesley. When I say bump into him, I mean places where he's been, of course. 16 visits he made to Newry between 1756 and 1789. That's incredible. I've covered a lot of John Wesley's visits to Ireland, and I think that takes the biscuit. I think 16, well, maybe apart from Lisburn, right enough, because he came every 2 years. He paid a visit to Lisburn, but certainly 16 is a lot. And so that's some of the artifacts there. As you can see. That's actually a printing plate from the 19th century. So it is. And number 3 is a Bible, 1638. And that's the Gospel according to Matthew. So that's from 1638, that Bible. That's fantastic, isn't it? Brilliant. I think that's a collection. It is a collection shovel, 1830s. But the Bible's fantastic, isn't it? From the 17th century, brilliant. 1638. Certainly looks like it around the side of that age, doesn't it? Brilliant. You can see somebody's made notes inside it. Just see when I let you see that. 1638 says, King James version of the Holy Bible, used as a family Bible by the Barcrofts of the Glen in Newry, a prominent Quaker family in the area. This copy is annotated, I think that is, with genealogical notes on their family history. So that's actually the history, those notes of the family. So amazing to have that from the 17th century.